Chadwick became a soldier of God, gave up his all. He cut off all relationship with his friends, relatives, and fellow officers to be an unknown sadhu in an unknown land. This is the kind of determination, renunciation, and decisive action that we all have to imbibe. We are right in front of the truth, Arunachala and Bhagavan Ramana. Arunachala is not a hill, and Bhagavan Ramana is not a person. They are the one truth, the I am, which Hindu scriptures speak of, and which God declared to Moses. The powerful presence of Bhagavan made Chadwick decide then and there to stay permanently with his master. There was no wavering in any form. He never altered his decision, never questioned it. When such a remarkable disciple surrenders totally, how does the master respond? The master takes complete charge. The rest of his devotees thought it strange because Bhagavan took very special interest in Chadwick. But Bhagavan told the management, he has given up his all and come. We have to look after him. Food should be prepared for him without spices. In Ramanasramam, they make a special vegetable and soup for foreigners called dorai kutu and dorai rasam. It was formulated by Bhagavan for Chadwick in 1935. In those days, the Westerner was addressed as Dorai, meaning master. Naturally, Chadwick was also addressed like that. The vegetable dish and the soup were named Dorai Kutu and Dorai Rasam after Chadwick. And even today, these bland dishes carry the same names thanks to Major Chadwick. Breakfast in the ashram invariably was, and still is, idli, a steamed rice and lentil cake served with chili powder and oil. But Chadwick's appellation for that chili powder, which he called gunpowder, it was explosively hot. So Bhagavan ordered ghee and sugar to be served to Chadwick along with his idli. This practice continues to this day for foreigners. And in the night, because he could not eat the spicy rasam and chutney, Bhagavan arranged for some milk and fruits to be given to him. So in every matter, Bhagavan paid special attention to Chadwick. Everyone, including the Sarvadakari Chinnaswami, noticed this. Consequently, Chadwick was permitted to construct a personal room within the ashram, something without precedent in the ashram's history. Many years later, Yogi Ramaya, Balarama Reddy, and then Devaraja Mudaliar were permitted to build 3 such rooms adjacent to Chadwick's. While his room was being built, Chadwick stayed in a tile-roofed shed adjacent to the ashram storeroom. Sometimes, during his morning walks, Bhagavan would enter the shed like a friend and approach Chadwick's table. Chadwick would be seated on a chair in a corner, reading a book. Bhagavan would pick up his wallet and take out photos, identity cards, and such things, and question him, "What is this? And this?" Bhagavan moved that closely with Chadwick. Even after Chadwick moved to his newly built cottage, Bhagavan would occasionally visit him. Usually after lunch, he would take a walk around the pond at the Polakutu Sadhu community, and Chadwick's room was very close and was separated from it by a fence with a wicket gate. Sometimes Bhagavan would open it and come to Chadwick's room. While paying special attention to Chadwick's physical needs, Bhagavan was also guiding him spiritually. On the very first day of Chadwick's arrival, Bhagavan talked to him so freely that Chadwick, who was very tired after a long journey, felt at home and at ease. After his rest in the afternoon, when he came, Bhagavan sent word for a copy of Who Am I? And gave it to Chadwick. And he didn't just hand it over. He said, "Read it and practice it." Through this spiritual gift, Bhagavan commenced showering his special spiritual blessings on Chadwick. Within a few days, he called Chadwick again and gave him B.V. Narasimha Swami's book, Self-Realization, the first biography of Ramana Maharshi in English. Again, he said, read it and practice it. Chadwick later told me that he formulated his spiritual practices based on the study of these two books. Chadwick's whole attention was pivoted on Bhagavan and Bhagavan's teaching. Chadwick understood the seriousness of his responsibility as a true disciple. Thus, being very attentive, contemplating, understanding, and living by the teaching and experiencing the glory of the proximity of the Guru were given paramount importance by him. Chadwick was very meticulous. Either he would meditate in his room or on Arunachala, or if he wanted some relaxation, he would read spiritual books. The rest of the time, he was seated in front of his master, Bhagavan Ramana. When I asked him why he was all the time seated in front of Bhagavan, he said, I felt that here is God and Guru in human form. When I am able to be near him in his presence and proximity, will I miss this golden opportunity? Am I a fool to have come here to while away my time? Chadwick was one person who not only stayed permanently in Ramana Ashram, but didn't waste a minute. There were no attractions or distractions for him, even when other Westerners came and used to want to go to Pottencherry and Bangalore and Uti or some cool place during the summer. Chadwick told me that he rarely left Bhagavan's presence because he always felt, here is my master. I used to be moved when he spoke like this about Bhagavan. Chadwick was a towering personality, tall and handsome. He was a very disciplined man. He had a welcoming smile and was friendly towards everyone. While meticulously attending to his sadhana, he was also very supportive of the ashram management. He even became part of it. After Bhagavan dropped the body, when the ashram had to face litigations, financial problems, and internal squabbles, he stayed on in the ashram, supported the management, and stood by them. Unlike Paul Brunton and Frank Humphreys, Chadwick listened extensively to the dialogues the master had with devotees and visitors. Books like Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi and Day by Day with Bhagavan were verified by Chadwick and Bhagavan. In fact, in Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi, Chadwick has written a beautiful introduction where he says, not only were they shown to Bhagavan, but the questions were all verified from the questioner himself, whether it has been properly noted down. And Bhagavan verified them after it was written on the notebook. So while Brunton was the sail that spread Bhagavan's teachings in the world, Chadwick was the anchor, giving us confidence that every word recorded was authenticated by the Master himself.